Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are lucky and fortunate to have back with us again, super guest, the man who gives all the smoke and has the best fro in the whole state of Connecticut, our boy, Pride. What's up, my brother?
I appreciate it. I'm not even from there anymore, but I appreciate it. I'll take it. I'm glad.
I'm glad Connecticut. I know you're down there in North Carolina, but I figure Connecticut, you probably have a better chance of having the best fro because it might have a smaller population.
Good guess, good guess.
Hey, and as always, we got my standalone, my sidekick, the guy who never misses an episode unless he's with his hot girlfriend, our man, Logan Babyface Landers.
Jay, this is 2 shows in a row you've called my girlfriend hot. Is everything okay?
Okay, I'll leave it alone. I'll call her a butt face.
It's okay, because I know what can get you cooled down. If you can please go to our next slide. We have something special lined up. I secured this right before the show, Jay. Our unofficial sponsor tonight. Get cooled down with an ice cold.
Oh man! Right now, Rayleigh is on the floor. Hey, Rayleigh's on the floor, just laughing.
Caffeine free, by the way, so you're not gonna be up late at night unless you want to be. That's up to you completely.
I've never wanted to go home so much before my time.
Man, right now we are in so much ASAP hell, man. Because if anybody from the group chat's watching this, we are definitely done.
Damien, what's going on, buddy? I know you're a big fan of Squirt. Are there flavors, by the way, or is it just the lemon lime? I'm curious.
I'm not sure, man. I've never really messed with it, so it's hard for me to say.
I know Pride's a veteran. Pride gets that at least once a week.
Pride might be a contributor. I don't know. Pride's still on the floor laughing. I don't think Pride has come out of the coma of the Squirt show.
I don't know. Please send that to me because I'm putting that on the morning show.
This is just going to be the Unscripted and ASAP morning show.
You definitely got to catch the morning show for all the bloopers of today's show. That's definitely true, man. Hey, but let's not forget that the guy who knows wrestling from every possible angle, Chris Gonzalez. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Glad to be back. Saturday, I was doing UFC stuff, so didn't get to join you guys, but glad to be back. And I might get caught up on this group chat stuff.
Hey, Chris, question. Are you wet? Chris, are you wet?
You know, I did see Chris drinking a nice ice cold water beforehand.
Yeah. So. Chris, can I ask you a question? Chris, let me ask you a question. You know, because we're all men here, right? I feel like I should be as.
Remember, Brad, this is PG-13.
When you're bored, are there particular films you like to indulge in?
I'm a big Tarantino fan, by the way, Rayleigh. So.
Interesting. Well,
yeah, I like Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
I like films with waterfalls.
Oh, really? Like documentary style? I see. Like behind, like point of view, right?
No, personally, I prefer biology. You know how you're able to get up and close to the human body. Like
I got you,
right
bro. Up close and personal,
right
like it's like you're there, like a 3D movie.
Dude, I want it to be 40. I want to feel the moistness.
Ooh, like you feel the sweat coming off, right? Like
I want to feel the moistness. I want to feel it. You know what I mean? I listen, when I'm in the movie theaters, I want to wipe my face and be like, and I want to smell it. That's how it works.
And also, just so everyone knows, Pride is no longer the owner of the big meaty men slapping meat moniker. That has been passed down to only those of us in the ASAP group chat, you know.
Yeah, so Montez Meat Bumpin' Ford has been retired.
Yep.
It's up on the shelf. I will come up with a new name. It will come to me, and when it does, it'll be my That's what I'm gonna be referred to. Just,
we might just do like an anniversary edition of Meat Bumpin'. So let's put this up for now. We'll have anniversary days that we bring out Meat Bumpin'.
Oh, man, what
hey, folks. Hey, listen, Pride is going to be really happy right now. I don't know how long the happiness is going to last because Boston and Milwaukee, they just came on. Right now, Boston's up 7-2, so I know Pride is in this good space right now. Although, and as I predicted, and actually it was worse, Pride, Smart's out.
Damn,
so how are we looking? How's the prediction looking tonight? Are you still saying that the Celtics walk away with it tonight?
Look, man, like I said, and I will say this in my dying breath, okay? We're going to win, okay? Look here. Let me explain something here, okay? Is Jason Tatum out?
No.
Is Jaylen Brown out?
No.
Celtics in 2. I don't care what nobody says. I'm vibing. I ain't worried about nobody, okay? I ain't worried about nobody. I don't care.
I just had to ask you because I seen it on there. And I know we were talking about in the morning show about what the percentages were of him playing.
He said out. I'm telling you, he said out. What I said, if this man so much as even muttered or even think about the word out, I'm sitting him. I'm telling you,
I agree. And I'm assuming he said out at some point. But all right, folks. Speaking of the Celtics and playoff basketball, man, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. As you know, right now the Celtics are playing, so we won't really talk too much about the Celtics. I mean, poor Pride's talked enough about the Celtics, I think. But so we'll just kind of glaze over this game real quick. Bucks Celtics. Last game was 101-89. Obviously, you know, Marcus Smart got hurt, which is why he's not playing in tonight's game. What I said earlier was, and I still kind of feel about this, is if the Celtics could penetrate in this game the paint, which I know Pride said they did, and they did penetrate, but if they don't score off those penetrations.
Pause.
Yes, I will pause because this is your team.
No. I'm saying pause because you said penetrate, brother. Okay, right now we're on hypersensitive alert right now when it comes to these innuendos.
Can I leave?
Go ahead. Pause, brother.
Hey, listen, but it's true though, man. Look, Tatum and Brown, and I'm sure Price he's going to acknowledge that they got off to a slow start. Turnovers killed Boston. You know, lack of shooting kind of killed Boston. So, and Grayson Allen, like I said, had a really good game. And I think if Grayson Allen can find his game way in tonight's game, they're going to have a good game. But definitely, Tatum and Brown are going to have to get off to a lot quicker start so they can avoid having to fight from down. Logan, I'm going to let you – Pride, because this is your team. I want you to start this one off, brother. And you know what? You can either talk about the last game or you can talk about how you think tonight's game is going to go. Whatever you want to do.
So this is something I'm telling you, okay? And listen, and we talked about it this morning, and I said the likelihood of the Boston Celtics shooting 33% from the floor. That's not even a feasible thing. Like that's not something you got to rely on. I'm saying this right now. If you need to rely on a team shooting 30%, bro, you're bugging. You're bugging, bro. Like, look, the Celtics, and look, I will give credit to the Milwaukee Bucks defense. I'm not credit to their defense, and we also missed some shots. Couple that with the fact that Milwaukee just straight up capitalized. They did what they had to do, right? But again, the likelihood of the Celtics shooting 33% from the floor again, I don't know, man. Like, look, outside of Boston, who's the best defensive team? Outside of Boston. Matter of fact, so you said Milwaukee, right? And who did Milwaukee
I think Milwaukee has a really good defensive team.
Okay,
yeah.
So you think Milwaukee has the Milwaukee Bucks? Did they hold the Chicago Bulls, a crippled Chicago Bulls, to 33% ever?
That's true.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So that's all I'm saying. Look, listen, they deserve to win game one. I'm not, you know what I mean? They deserve to win game one. We had a rough night. We missed shots. Milwaukee's defense did whatever they had to do to make sure that we missed some shots as well, right? Then when they had the ball in their hands, they capitalized. So As far as I'm concerned, game one, we lost. They won straight up. Listen, 1-0, we're down, right? But again, man, I don't know, man. If you need to rely on the Boston Celtics to shoot 33% from the floor to win, smoking, man, bugging. Like I'm good. I'm confident that we'll be okay. And I think I've told this to all y'all. When it comes to like before I call us a championship team, what two teams did I say we need to go through?
Oh yeah, you said Nets in Milwaukee for
Brooklyn.
sure.
It was Brooklyn and Milwaukee.
Or Brooklyn. That's what I meant. Brooklyn and Milwaukee.
It was Brooklyn and Milwaukee. We swept Brooklyn. Now we're on to Milwaukee. And now we're going to be able to see how good we are. And I told y'all, I'm not worried until we're down 3-0. Period. Until we hit that mark, I'm chilling and I'm relaxing because, again, I have faith in my guys. I have faith in my team, no matter how many guys you put out there. 1 through 5. If you want to leave the whole starting lineup out there, if you want to go 7 deep, 8 deep, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, I don't care. I'm comfortable with whatever guys you put out there. You know what I mean?
My thought process on that, Pride, though, is, hey, Pride, my thought process on that is if it can happen once, it can happen twice, man. I'm not saying it will, but to say it can happen,
listen,
it is probably less likely, but it can happen.
Right, but based on probability, I got you, right? I understand based on probability, but at the same time, it's also probable that I can go outside right now and it's not raining. There's a probable chance that I could go out there based on laws of probability. There's a percentage I can get hit by lightning.
No, that's
and
true.
There's not a cloud out there, but it's just because since the actual option is there, it could happen. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the likelihood, it's too low. It's too low for you to have to rely and bank on it. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. Jason Tatum is a bona fide stud. I don't care what anybody says. And let's not act like Jaylen Brown ain't right behind him. You got those two. You got Daniel Tyson and Al Horford who's playing their role. Grant Williams coming off the bench. We got the best number 11 to ever do it. Pritchard coming up. Like, come on, man. Like, again, we're good. We're fine. We're gonna handle our business and we're going from there. We're gonna take it a game at a time. Ime's not a stupid coach. He's gonna make the adjustments needed. And obviously, we got the players who can do it. So, again, we vibing. I'm still high right now because I've been smoking that Nets pack still. So I'm cooling and vibing, bro. I'm cooling and vibing. I've been on that Nets pack. I don't care what nobody says, but we can get swept for all I care, bro. Guess what? We beat Kyrie. That's all I care about.
All right, so Justin chimes in as you know he always has really good stats. Top defensive teams in order: Phoenix, Memphis, Golden State, Miami, Dallas, Boston, Philly, and then Milwaukee wraps it up at 8. Interesting. Logan, thoughts on the Celtics and Bucks series?
Yeah, I mean, like Brad said, obviously game one, poor shooting night from Boston that led to their demise. Put them down 1-0. They're looking good right now. I think it was 18-3 right now. So I mean, they've definitely got something fixed. I feel that they got to win this game because I mean, if you go down 2-0, I mean, let's not forget the Bucks are defending champs. I mean, you got to put some work in. So you're at the Garden, you're at home, you're shooting good right now. As long as they keep up that momentum, I think they'll pull it away tonight. But you never, like I said, it's real early. We've seen a lot of choke jobs or like Minnesota in the playoffs, but you never know. So,
Minnesota, a different breed, bro.
Minnesota. We already said, but Minnesota is the Falcons of the 2020s. It's only 2022.
Logan, I think you and I talked about this. I think they're worse because at least the Falcons.
I think so because the Falcons was one game, but
with the Timberwolves, you got double-digit leads 3 times and you blow it. Come on, man, that has to be worse, bro.
Right,
that got to be worse.
As I said, the Bucks have not looked good at home in the postseason so far. They've played better on the road. Like I said, they're a good team, but like I said, the it's not like Boston is missing Marcus Smart and that's it, right? Let's not forget the Bucks are also missing Chris Middleton. So both of their at least one of their top 3 players is out for both squads. It's just a who's up next mentality, and that's who's gonna win this game tonight. I think.
Can someone remind me of the score real quick?
I was about to give it at the end of this conversation, but it's 18-6 right now. But hey, your boys are up by 12.
Looking good so
18-6.
far.
All right, Gonzo.
My team is way behind.
And can I also say one more thing real quick before you hit it to Gonzo? I think another thing that happened, honestly, I think I'm glad we lost to the Bucks game 1. Because not only did we have a shooting night, we came out so lazy and so lackadaisical. I think the Celtics sweep in Brooklyn really got in their heads. And I
Right.
think like they were feeling themselves because then they got punched in the mouth and they were like, this is adversity. We haven't felt this in a while. So I'm kind of glad they got it out the way. I'd rather have them do it now than later down the road. Get punched in the mouth now, spit your teeth out, get some veneers, and let's move on to the next round.
Gonzo.
Yeah, I agree. You can't take too much away from that first game. A lot of teams have big letdowns like that after a big win or a big series win. So that I didn't look too much into that. And Smart being out tonight, I don't think it's as big a deal as people are making it. I think main thing is Celtics have to hit their shots, and if they're not hitting, quit firing up threes and get to the paint. And so far tonight, they're hitting their shots and they're holding the Bucks to making the Bucks fire up threes. And so far, the Bucks have struggled hitting them. So I think it's going to be a good series. I do think Boston needs to win this game tonight. You don't want to go down 0-2 to Milwaukee, but I think Boston's probably going to get this win tonight. They're shooting the ball a lot better than they did in game one.
Really good. Really
Boston in that first period or first part of the period in the last game, they were doing well. I mean, they were giving the Bucks fits. It wasn't until the latter part of the first half that the Bucks really started to do something. So I'm kind of curious to see what they do when we get to that point.
Boston has already hit 5 threes in the first quarter.
Now just got his ankles taken from him. Ouch.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next one. So, yeah, I definitely think – well, first of all, so what do we think? So are we still who's saying – Logan, what are you giving this series right now? Are you still staying with the Bucks, or you want Milwaukee?
I'm still going with the Bucks for now, but I think I think Boston takes this game tonight to even it up 1-1.
Okay. Pride, I know you thinking the Celtics going to win this series. So I already got you locked in.
You already know. Come on.
Yeah, I already know.
I'm talking to the most biased fan ever, bro. You already know what I'm going to say.
I have the
Bucks.
Bucks.
Hey, Gonzo, who are you saying with the series?
Bucks and 6.
Bucks and 6.
Gonzo, we ain't friends no more. We ain't friends no more.
Hey, so we'll move into the Grizzlies Warriors. Obviously, that game was incredibly close. 1 point difference, obviously 117-116. No Draymond in the second half. Thompson got, the go-ahead 3 at the end of the game with like 36 seconds left. And then John Morant, or then he goes to the free throw line, misses a couple. John Morant at the end has a chance with the scoop layup, doesn't get it. And, of course, the game then ends. But honestly, man, hey, outside of the flagrant foul, man, I thought the Warriors did really good defensively. I thought they played a pretty good game. Like Pride was saying, Poole came off the bench with 31. I mean, that's one thing about the Golden State Warriors. I feel like is that there's no prima donnas. Like they are all willing to come off the bench. Curry did it with no problem, and they'll just do whatever they got to do for the whole team to win. Grizzlies, like we talked about earlier, so I don't know, man. I feel like. I think the Grizzlies are going to put up a hell of a matchup, but I think at the end of the day, man, I just think this Warriors team, with the experience that they have, is going to be too much for the Memphis Grizzlies at the end of the day, man. And it's kind of funny, like I was telling Pride earlier, the last time these guys met was in 2015 when the Grizzlies were the younger team, Grizzlies were the younger team.
No, Golden State was the
older team. Yeah, 2015, Memphis had the older team and Grizzlies had the younger, the Golden State had the younger team and Memphis had the older team. And now it's kind of vice versa where now the Warriors are the older ones and the Grizzlies are the younger ones. So it's kind of like we get a role reversal in terms of age since the last time these guys met. Logan, what do you think about this series and where do you see it going?
Yeah, I picked Golden State to win the series. I mean, like you said, it's a very selfish team. Like, I mean, Steph Curry's coming off the bench for God's sake. I mean, this is an MVP, the greatest shooter of all time, most 3-pointers ever made, and he's coming off the bench in the playoffs. Like, that speaks volume to just how much I think the players respect Steve Kerr. And like you said, I mean, you have superstars taking less minutes for guys who have the hot hand right now, and you're maybe going to see that in possibly one other team in the NBA, if any. So, I mean, I think just their ability to adapt and everything, and just like you said, they're probably the best passing team in the whole playoffs right now in terms of just their assist numbers and whatnot, the way they share the ball. So I think just also the experience too. Because let's not forget, Memphis is super young. So I think just the experience and then just the overall kind of team chemistry and whatnot is going to get them the win in this series. But I think, like I said, I like Memphis. They're a good team. They're on the rise, and I think they're going to be in the playoffs for many years to come. But like I said, game 1 went to the Warriors, and I'm still sticking my prediction for them to win the series.
Absolutely. Pride, how do you feel about it?
Well, first and foremost, Memphis in 7. I have to say that 2279, but I have to say that I have no choice because I said that we're gonna win the series in the beginning. Series started, so I can't back out. So, Grizzlies 7, Ja, don't let me down. This is coming from probably from the 1% of the world who still think Zion should have been number 1. So the fact that I got to root for him is a slap in my face. I deserve it. It's karma. So don't sell me, brother. Please don't sell me now. But in terms of who do I think is going to win, look.
Yeah.
I get what you guys are saying, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm putting a little too much trust in Ja. But man, that kid is special. That kid is something special, man. Like I don't know what it is about this kid, man, but there's just something that makes me want to just full out believe in him no matter what.
Yeah, so, absolutely. I think he's definitely got something going on there for sure.
So, but yeah, he's I don't know what it is about that kid. That kid is special, but I don't know, man. I'm going Grizzlies, and maybe it's a reach, but I got Grizzlies in 7.
Interesting. Gonzo, what are you looking like?
Excuse me. I like the Warriors. I think game 1, you saw Memphis played a pretty good game. Warriors, I didn't think played very well at all. Clay had a bad shooting night. They didn't play. I didn't think they played great at all, and they were able to still that win even without Draymond. I think this series probably goes 5 games, but I like Golden State.
Yeah, I just think the experience of Golden State and the coaching of Golden State is really still kind of like that X factor that takes them over the top. But hey, man, it's only 1 game in the series, so we will find out more as we go along.
Memphis can't lose tonight and go down 0-2. That's for sure.
Oh no, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, that would definitely not be good for them, especially losing the 2 home games. Come on, man. All right, folks. Moving on, man, we're going to talk about Miami and the 76ers. Probably one of the better series in Pride's point of view, right, Pride?
The worst series ever. It is horrible. I'm labeling it Battle of the Untrustables. I would rather claw my eyes out, bleach myself, burn myself, jump off a bridge, be crippled, be on life support, and then have life support taken off from me, and I die in a painful way, than to watch another session of this horrendous series.
And send a risky screenshot. Don't forget.
Bro, I would close myself. 100%, bro.
Hey, listen, man. No. Hey, this Miami. Hey, this. I'll give it to him. Hey, so Hero playing like the 6th man of the year, steps up, scores 25, 4 of 6 on the 3-point line. Just doing his job. Bam. 24 points, 12 rebounds, 8 of 8, 8 of 10 from the field goal line, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, doing what he needs to do. Embiid obviously was not in the game. Neither was Landry or Lowry. I don't know if I'm saying Landry. Lowry. 76ers, I just felt like got worn down, and Harden just failed to do what Harden was supposed to do, which was be the number 1 leader of the team. But at 16, 9, and 5, that was just way too pedestrian for him. And the 76ers turnovers and poor ball movement, I just felt was a little bit much. And Tucker definitely killed Harden at the defensive end. And like you said, the number 1 guy that did step up for the 76ers, Harris, had 27 points on 11 of 18. So the Sixers bench was virtually non-existent. Harden was pretty much non-existent, and that's why the Sixers fell, in my opinion, to Miami. Logan, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, without Embiid, the Sixers are done for. Like, right. Harden was not nearly as aggressive as he should have been last night. I mean, dude, I get he's older, right? He's 33 or something, but you've got to put more effort. You got to put more points on the board than that. They got out rebounded like crazy. I mean, I don't trust this Sixers team without Embiid, man. I don't think they're gonna get. I think they could go down 2-0 easy. I mean, as good as Miami looked last night. So you better hope that Embiid can come back for Game 3 or Game 4 at best, because it's going to be tough. But Miami's just shooting the ball really well. Like I said, they're a great team. They're gritty. They hustle, and they're great defensively. Like Dustin said, they're top 4 defense in the league. So, I mean, really good team, and I definitely see them going up 2-0 this next game.
I mean, I don't care if they go up 2-0. I'm keeping it.
I know you.
I'm gonna say this right now. They go up 2-0. Guess who's winning when Embiid comes back? Philly. So shoot. So we chilling, bro. I'm about to be a Philly fan, bro.
I agree. Gonzo.
Oh yeah, if Embiid don't come back, Philly's done. They looked horrible last night without Embiid. Days of Harden taking games over is well past him. It looks like, because he wasn't even trying to put up shots. It didn't even seem like. I don't know. He wasn't in a game where you know that you have to be that guy, and he didn't. To me, he didn't put that effort in to try to be that guy.
And I got to be honest with you. I just feel like whoever wins, the Milwaukee and Celtics series, I just think they go to the finals. I don't know if Miami or even the Sixers, whoever comes out of that series, I just don't trust them enough going up against, the winner of the other series. I just think the other series just has a lot more talent, a lot more depth.
I think. Who said they like the Heat?
I like the Heat's defense, but I don't like their. I don't trust their offense.
If you don't go on somewhere with that foolishness, if you don't go on, bro. Listen, man. This Miami Heat.
Jay, do not put that comment up by Frankie. I swear to God. Oh, well,
put it up.
Even better.
Put it up.
Even though I'd say we don't even have Jay here.
Put it up.
Jay's hamster has now taken a break from running on its wheel.
Take a sabbatical. But listen, man. And listen, here's my problem when it comes to Miami, right? Sure, defensively, sure, they're quote cute, but my thing is I cannot trust them. I look at them the same way I look at the Utah Jazz. There's no superstar on that team. There's nobody who goes up and says, "Oh yeah, I can make that shot consistently." There's like sure, Kyle Lowry is your saving grace, the same dude who was a journeyman and had Kawhi Leonard have to come and bail him out to get a ring. That's who you're relying on. You're relying on a Jimmy Butler who basically became a journeyman because he was so toxic and he was so much of a crybaby. Nobody wanted him. That's who you're relying on. You're relying on a Tyler Hero who every time he starts, the kid is a no-show, but then has no pressure when he's coming off the bench. This is who you're relying on. You're relying on a Duncan. You're relying on a Duncan Robinson that you guys love so much. Not only are you not playing him, you're planning on trading.
I didn't see that one. My bad. Dustin, stop putting that craziness in the chat room.
Oh God.
Hey, we're gonna move on. I think everybody went on that one. We're gonna move on to Dallas and Phoenix. Wow. Hey, Doncic. The guy's doing everything he possibly can. Honestly, he's a one-man wrecking crew. It just obviously wasn't enough. But at 45 points, I don't know what else. 12 rebounds. He almost had a triple-double. 2 more assists. He's got a triple-double. I mean, there's nothing more that he could possibly do. The problem was Brunson just was not his number 2, man. Brunson's a great guy, but not that he can't be a number 2, but last night or the other night, he was not the number 2 and he needed to be. And I think he got 13, 4, and 3. That's just Powell was basically almost a no-show versus Ayton and McGee. And Dallas just has they had a lot of open looks, and they just couldn't knock down enough threes at the end of the day. And Ayton put up nice points, 25 and 8. Booker did 12, nice at 23, 9 and 8, and Paul did 19, 5 and 3. So their 3 did what they were supposed to do, and Dallas, Doncic did what he was supposed to do, but pretty much everything else from Dallas just did not click, and you can't go like that against Phoenix and expect to come away with the win. And Logan, what did you think about that, brother?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, this is why Phoenix is the top team in the league, right? Doncic scored almost 50, and they made a nice comeback at the end because Phoenix just kind of gave up at that point just because they knew they were going to win. That's why the score was as close as it was. But I still got Phoenix winning this series. We have a Luka topic up in a minute, so I'm not going to speak too much on his points. But yeah, you need Brunson, you need the rest of those guys to really step up and to help him out, honestly, because they failed him in game 1. So they got to get better. They got to, if they don't want to get swept, they really got to get their heads right and make things work. Because Luka can't do it all by himself. We know he can go out there and average 30 something points a night with ease. But if that's the only one that's scoring 30 and no one else is scoring more than 10 or 12, it's going to be a rough series, and that's how it's going to be. But I mean, like I said, Phoenix, great. Chris Paul actually missed a few shots, which is kind of rare, since he went 14-14 his last series. So I still got Phoenix win this series single-handedly. But if Dallas will put up a fight, they need those other players to step up and take control.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, and I do agree that Phoenix, pretty much what Dustin is saying, that Phoenix, if they're going to play Golden State, which I would imagine most likely they will, that they would have to definitely step their game up, and because I don't think they can get away with that against Golden State, obviously. So we'll wait and see what happens. All right, folks, we will now move on to the next topic of the night. Saints signed Tyrann Mathieu. I always say his name wrong. Tyrann Mathieu. They got him at 3 years, $33 million, $18 million guaranteed. They're going to tag him up with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who also plays safety. So he's tied for fifth in the league with 13 interceptions over 3 seasons. I think they got a pretty good. They bolstered up that backfield a little bit better. So to go along with all the other things that they're doing with that team, how do we feel about this signing, and how does this help the New Orleans get where they got to go? And we'll start with Logan.
Yeah, good move overall, right? Tyrann Mathieu going back to Louisiana, where he went to college, where he was born and raised. So I feel like he's going to be happy doing this, playing with a team I'm sure he was a fan of growing up. So what is he? He's 29. He's going to be 30 in about 10 days now. So he's a little bit on the older side. Like I say, he's been around. He's pretty good safety. And like I said, I even though the Saints got rid of a lot of guys this year just for salary cap reasons, I feel that they had a decent draft, nothing too crazy, I don't think. But it was decent enough. They picked up a few good pieces. With Olave, of course, the wide receiver, and then they got Trevor Penning, those 2 first-round picks as the left or right tackle. And now you signed Tyrann Mathieu. So they've made some good moves this postseason, this offseason, and we'll see how that contributes in the NFC South. I still have the Bucs winning that division, of course. But it wouldn't surprise me, honestly, if the Saints are that second seed and could potentially fight for a wild card spot. Because, I mean, the Panthers, I don't trust the Panthers, and I damn sure don't trust the Falcons.
Yeah. Really?
Well, so first and foremost, this move at best gives them a wild card spot. They're not winning the division. Offensively, they're just still a little weird. We still don't know. Right. You know what I mean? We don't know what's going on with Michael Thomas, Marquez Callaway. They still don't utilize him properly. So, even though you do have some talent there, obviously Chris Olave, we don't know. You don't know what you're going to get with Olave. And I'm not saying he's going to be a bust, but again, sometimes with year one, it takes some time to get into it. But defensively, great move for the Saints. I'm just more confused on why Kansas City let him walk. That right there is where my mind really blows, because you had the Kansas City Chiefs have a horrible. I think Kansas City's taking a step back, but I don't think it's because of their offense. I think it's because of their defense. You just lost your best defender, and and you didn't have anybody else. So it's gonna be a shame. I do like the pickup for the Saints. I like it. It's a smart move, but come on, man. Kansas City Chiefs do better. And again, something we're not mentioning, this is going to be a Sean Payton-less Saints team. So I think we're gonna feel the effects of Sean Payton not being around. The offense I think is gonna be a little stagnant. Again, Alvin Kamara, we don't know what's going on with him. So solid pickup. At best, you're fighting for a wild card spot, but good luck.
SEC Dustin said they let him go because of money. They were tight against the cap. They needed to make too many changes where they would not have been able to afford him.
I would have made it work. I would have made it work. I would have made it work. I would have made it work.
So he signed a 3-year, $33 million deal with $18 million fully guaranteed. So I mean, he got a pretty good payday,
especially at this point in his career. I mean, where he's at. So
right. I mean, with being 30 almost, being older for a defensive back, being a safety. I mean, he'll be around for this contract, maybe one more, right? You never know. I think he'll contribute. I think it was a really good pickup by the Saints. But I mean, let's not forget that Kansas City went pretty much very defensive heavy in the draft. They got the guy they got McDuffie from Washington, and they got defensive end Karlaftis from Purdue. They also got a safety. They got Brian Cook, and they got linebackers. They went very defensive heavy.
Yeah, they only got one. I think they took one receiver.
Yeah, they took
the whole draft.
Sky Moore from Western Michigan. Other than that, they took pretty much everything defense except for a running back in the 7th, and then one or two offensive linemen. So, I mean, they knew they needed to fix that defense, and they're hoping to address it in the draft this year. So we'll see how they can do.
So Gonzo, what do you think about the Saints taking Matthew to bolster their defense?
I think it's a good pickup for the Saints. I agree with Pride. I don't understand why the Chiefs got rid of him. But if you look, for some reason, he don't stay anywhere very long. This is why his 3rd or 4th different team.
That's true.
For being such a good player, he hasn't really – you would think, especially on the defensive side, that he would have stuck somewhere. And for some reason, he hasn't. But I think it's a great pickup for the Saints to add to they already had a pretty good defense. Now you add another good player on the back end. I think it's going to help the Saints a lot. The Saints offense is where I have questions on how far they'll be able to go with, like Pride said, Thomas hasn't been playing. Don't know if Kamara's still going to be there. Your quarterback situation. So I'm more worried about the Saints offense, but I think it's a good pickup for their defense.
Absolutely. All right. Next one. This is what really kind of gets my goat a little bit. Just from an NFL standpoint, I don't understand why they're trying to do this, but as you can see, Flores lawyers argue against Goodell's arbitration lawsuit versus the NFL. It doesn't make sense, and I guess the arbitration, what he's basically saying is arbitration is wrong the way they're trying to go about it to resolve the lawsuit that alleges racist hiring practices in the NFL due to Goodell bringing the arbitrator. Like, I don't know how you resolve things within the NFL when the NFL is clearly the problem. Either you're going to have an outside source try this case that could be objective and unbiased about it. So for me, this makes absolutely zero sense as to why the NFL would want to try to, or why even any judge would allow the NFL to use arbitration as a means to resolve this lawsuit is just beyond me. And again, that's another issue with the NFL trying to keep everything within everything within themselves and not let justice really truly prevail. Logan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to keep being an ongoing saga, Jay. I mean, this is going to go on for months more. Frank saying Boston's up 42-25 with no Marcus Smart. Suck it, Jay. Yeah, I mean, they're shooting the lights out right now. They're really looking good. But back to the Flores situation, the lawyer and everything. I mean, we knew this was kind of going to happen, that this was all going to come out. It came out, I think, the other day, the Hugh Jackson, right? Remember, because he came on board, and I think the Browns said that they found no wrongdoing or something. But let's not forget that there's still 2 more coaches in this lawsuit, Steve Wilkes and Ray Horton. So we'll see what happens. But, I mean, overall, it's looking like they're just probably going to settle out of court, get some money, and, go with that. Dustin says it may take years, but Flores will win this lawsuit against the NFL. When that happens, Goodell is out as commissioner. I said when all this first happened, I hope that Flores wins it. Because, I mean, there's pretty damning evidence against the NFL. So I hope Flores wins it. And like I said, it might take a little bit. It might take some months or years. But, I mean, I'm still rooting for him. But, I mean, that's you knew that Goodell was going to try and just settle this out of court, but the NFL was just going to try and give him some money and to walk away. But, I mean, respect to Flores and his lawyer and everyone around him for continuing to fight this and, wanting to make some right with all this.
And I'll tell you, Logan, too, before Pride goes, I want to put this out there, too, is that, how can you let a man like Goodell arbitrate this when the teams are paying him $120 million? He's working for the teams. So how in the hell is Flores in this lawsuit ever going to get the fair justice it deserves when the guy that's actually arbitrating it is working for the teams that you're suing? It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's like whenever it's like the Washington situation, right? The Commanders were looking at Dan Snyder from their own team. Like their own team was looking into their owner. Right.
Like, what do you expect to happen?
What the hell is that?
Right. So, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just these coaches, teams, whatever, are going against the highest up in the NFL right now. I mean, obviously the deck's stacked against them, but like I said, I mean, I hope that Flores and all the other coaches involved can get this resolved and we can get some positive change out of all this instead of just here's some money, take it and leave it. You know.
Absolutely. Pride.
So yeah, look, at the end of the day, how it really comes down to, like I said, Brian Flores ain't gonna win. Let's just get that out the way. It's gonna end up, he's not gonna win. Let's just get this out the way. I mean, like Logan said, exactly what he said. It's basically the people you're investigating work for you. So how is it? It's gonna be biased. It's a bad situation all around. Again, look, Brian Flores, at least he got some defensive assistant coaching job as on the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's something. At least he's able to still get a job or whatever. But in terms of the lawsuit, I don't think it's gonna work because again, I think like I said, Logan, I think was the one who said it. It's the same thing with the Commanders. Why are you going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, we're going to have an independent person investigating, and turns out the independent person is working for you?
Exactly.
That's suspicious right off the boat. So, honestly, I don't know. I don't think Flores is winning it, and it's a shame, too, because, honestly, I think he had a legitimate case because from the beginning, Miami been treating him dirty ever since he walked in the door. And unfortunately, I don't think he'll ever win it, and it's a shame because, his reputation is going to take a hit. And I don't care what anyone says. In terms of defensive coaches, he's the best in the league. I don't care what anybody says. If you disagree with me,
absolutely.
We could box. But, Brian Flores.
I've been saying that for, God, since day one when he was let go. I was like, I don't understand why he's being let go. He's resurrecting the damn Dolphins.
Right. So, in my opinion, 110%, he's the best defensive coach in the league. So, hopefully that defensive presence will be able to make sure he can stay in the job after the lawsuit. Because, like I said, I don't think it's gonna end well because it just doesn't sound right, bro. You know what I mean, man? It's way too suspicious.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Gonzo, what do you think, brother?
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree with Pride. I don't think Flores is going to win this lawsuit either. I think he has, don't get me wrong, I think he has legitimate claims and should, but with the collective bargaining agreement the way it is, Roger Goodell has all the power when it comes to the punishments and stuff like that. And when you're going to a lawsuit against the NFL and the guy that runs the NFL is the one that gets to decide things, it's just not good. Hopefully his lawyers can get this out where don't go to arbitration like that. But I know I haven't looked at the CBA here recently, but I know in the old CBA, it was Goodell basically had all the power when it came to disciplining players and disciplining over different things. So if that's the case, it's unfortunate. I think it's going to be a long road for Flores and the other coaches that are in this suit.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely agree with you. All right, folks, we'll move on to the next topic. By the way, I don't know why, Pride, I know you're in agreement with this. I would much rather see the Suns-Dallas game at around the 7:30 mark tomorrow instead of the damn Miami and Philadelphia game.
100%. 100%.
Whatever. I guess we get what we get.
Yep.
Warriors in Memphis will start at 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So
for leaving on the East Coast.
We move on to Clayton Kershaw, and honestly, man, hey, what a hell of a record to break. He broke the Don Sutton's strikeouts as most in Dodgers history. So to give you an idea, Sutton was at 2696 and 550 appearances, and Kershaw did 2697, which broke it, and 383 appearances. So quite a bit of a difference in terms of that. So, I don't know, man. Hey, and I'm asking you this question at the end of it. He goes on with 500 appearances. He did take the loss 5-1 against the Tigers. But honestly, hey, the guy did phenomenal. And what's interesting to me is if he's at 2697 and 383 appearances, can he reach 5,000 and break Nolan Ryan? Logan.
It's going to be tough, Jay. I mean, 5,000 is insane.
Yeah.
That is a big, big number. But, I mean, like I say, he passed Don Sutton, and Sutton played for 22 seasons. Kershaw's played for, 12.
Yeah.
14. He's 34. Sutton played until he was 43. I doubt Kershaw plays that long because you're not seeing too many pitchers go into their 40s. There's maybe one or two. But I mean, like I said, he's a tremendous pitcher, one of the best, if not the best, in Dodgers history. Cy Young Award winner and just a strikeout machine. 3 Cy Youngs, an MVP as well, triple crown in pitching. So, I mean, obviously he's a Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. But the only thing that I think that might make him not get that strikeout title is just because obviously his body's been breaking down a little bit. He hasn't pitched in as many games in recent years as before. He hasn't had a 200 strikeout season since 2017. So that is a little bit of a cause for concern. So, like I say, he's at 2,700 right now. He needs pretty much double that to get to Ryan. So I don't
think it'll happen either. What Ryan did, that's what I understand. I saw a post not too long ago that had top 10 pitchers of baseball all time, and Ryan's name wasn't even on there. And I'm like, that's how you know the list is invalid. That's how you know the list is invalid. You got a guy who's 5,000 strikeouts. Nobody's ever going to touch that, and you don't have him on your list. That's just, to me, it's just crazy. Not to mention all the no-nos he's pitched.
Right. And I'm with you. Like I said, Kershaw obviously is a tremendous pitcher, one of the best pitchers in Dodgers history. Hall of Famer for sure. But I don't think he's going to get there just because Ryan had that tremendous strikeout rate, man. He was striking out probably like 1 in every 3 dudes, it felt like.
Right.
And to get to 5,000, I don't know if we're ever going to – I mean, I know strikeouts are up in terms of just around the league, but I don't know, man. You have to do that for a long time because Ryan pitched for quite a while. And had consistent strikeout numbers. So, I don't think he's going to get it, but I would love it. But, I mean, he's like I say, he still got pretty much double the amount that Ryan had. I mean, Ryan had – let me see the strikeouts here. He had multiple seasons of over 300, and Kershaw's only had that once. So, I don't think that's going to happen. His worst season, Jay, for strikeouts was his last year when he was 46 in 93. He had 46 strikeouts. But when he was 45, he had 157.
Isn't that crazy?
Ain't no way. I don't think that's ever going to get beat. Yeah, so Kershaw needs 3,014 more strikeouts to get to tie him. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Pride, what do you think about Kershaw?
So let me just get it out the way. He's not reaching 5,000. He's not reaching 5,000.
4,000.
I genuinely believe 4,000, even in itself, I think that's a stretch.
Right.
I really do. Right. But
I'll
I will
go
say
3,500. How about that? 3,500, I think.
I'm all right with 3,500. I really am. But honestly, with this record, to me, what it kind of shows, it's a reminder, right? Because the last few years we've been looking at Kershaw like he's a bum because of, you know what I mean, like
all the injuries.
Not only the injuries, but the whole entire World Series thing.
Yeah, he just did not perform.
Right, but we kind of forgot. We have forgotten, right, that Clayton Kershaw is the kid is a hooper, right? But no, my bad, sorry. But he could play, right? Like he was a great pitcher, especially in his prime. I think we forget in his prime, he was arguably, if not the best pitcher in the MLB. And I think we forget that. I really do. I genuinely do that. We sometimes forget that. And I just think that what happens is we look at what happened, how he's been looking lately, all the injuries and whatnot, and I think that kind of clouds our judgment. You know, I think it puts us in an awkward situation where we just look at him and say, "Oh yeah, he's a bum. He's a bum." And the thing is, he's not a bum. No. You know, my thing was okay. What I think it is, I think he's kind of showing his age a little bit, but when Clayton Kershaw is hot, the dude has it better than almost as good as anybody in the league. I don't care what anybody says. When Clayton Kershaw is on, he's on. And I understand that he lost the game, but the point still remains. You still have to treat Kershaw with some level of respect when you're facing him at the plate. Look, like I said, man, 35. Maybe, yeah.
That's about 600 away.
Yeah, so I can perhaps see that. Anything further than that, I look at it as a stretch. Like I said, 4,000. I think that's a stretch. Forget 5, right? Like,
Right.
I think that'll be
Also,
a stretch.
also too, you got to remember that Ryan was throwing like 99 consistent, and I mean Kershaw.
Well,
reaches
Kershaw, I mean, Ryan was throwing. He threw a no hitter right before he retired.
right, and I mean Kershaw. Like, don't get me wrong, he still throws the ball up there like 96, but
that's not fair though. But that's not fair. Like, because for you to say that like, are we now going to penalize Zach Greinke? Because Zach Greinke don't be like, he throws about like a mid-90 fastball.
No, I'm not penalizing for not throwing as fast. I'm just saying that's probably why Ryan would got so many strikeouts. Because I mean, back then,
well, he had a lot of combinations. He had good control. He had good velocity. He could place his balls, and he had a good arsenal of weapons.
And also too, not many people back then were throwing that hard, like at all. But nowadays, it's more common to see guys throwing 95 is considered slow now. So
yeah,
I mean,
it really is. I mean,
it's just how the game's changed.
Well, it's all because of all the supplements and all the training, and it's just everything's different now than what it was back then.
PEDs, drugs.
I'm telling you, hey,
steroids,
listen, hey,
juice.
Hey, stuff is different these days. It really is. Gonzo, are you back with us? He might still be gone. But yeah, man. Hey, the way these guys train, the way they throw, the way they work their bodies, the mechanics, the nutrition, everything is just so much more advanced now than what it was back in those days. Crazy. But all right, man, we will move this show along, and Gonzo will catch back up with this when he does. Can Doncic break Jordan's playoff scoring average? I'll tell you. I don't know if he breaks it, but I tell you, hey, last night, man, he had a hell of a game going towards it. Again, I want to point out, just to be keeping it in perspective, Jordan played, I think, how many, was it 170 some odd playoff games? I think he's at like 50. I don't know. I know the numbers are probably off a little bit, but it's not too far off. Yeah, Jordan was at 179. And Doncic is probably right at about 40. So, I mean, 16. I apologize. So Doncic has played 16 playoff games. Jordan's at 179. So it is a little bit crazy to compare them. But at the same time, I mean, Doncic's scoring average is right there behind Jordan just by a few points on the list. Logan, what do you think?
I mean, like you said, it's nice to look at right now, but how's this going to look in 10, 15 years once Lucas had more experience and more playoff games?
Right.
I mean, because, he hasn't even gotten to the Western Conference Finals yet, let alone to the finals. So, it's cool for now that he's averaging, what is it, like 30, 35 or whatnot. But
So Jordan averaged 33.4 and Lucas averaging right at 32.7, not taking tonight into consideration.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but obviously Luka's the number one. He's going to have the most points. It's nice to look at and think, what if? But I'm not even going to take it into consideration until he's gotten maybe 100 in him, and then I'd be like, okay,
because the sample size is just too small.
Yeah, the sample size is very too small. He's only been in the league for 3-4 years. But yeah, looking at it, it's nice to see that he's got that right now. But it's just way, way too soon. He's got to get some more playoff games in him before we can even discuss this.
Y'all some haters.
Right?
Y'all some haters. Y'all sensitive, bro. Y'all sensitive. And ready to fight. I promise you, if LeBron James had this record instead of Michael Jordan, you guys would be pushing this. That's ridiculous. Look, man, when they do this, it's a certain games you have to play. Luka Doncic reached that threshold, therefore he deserves to be in the conversation. I don't care if Michael played 1,375 games. It don't matter. There is a minimum, and Luka played the minimum. Therefore, he deserves to be in the conversation. Period. And by the way, Logan, this nonsense you're talking about, he's got to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Do me a favor. Name me one series Luka sold yet. I'm waiting, still waiting some more. The Jeopardy music is playing. I'm not going to play because we can't afford those royalties. Your time is up. Luka hasn't sold once. Luka is doing everything he can possible. He's doing everything possible. Okay? Think about this. For crying out loud. Luka got to drop 25 so they lose by 10. What are we talking about here? Luka gotta drop 45 to still lose by double digits. Free Luka, man. And y'all go, well, he doesn't deserve. There's a certain number of games you have to play. Did he play those games yet? He played those the minimum games required, correct? He played them, correct?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So he played those, correct? Okay, so all that extra foolishness and tomfoolery y'all talking about, y'all convinced me with that foolishness. It don't matter. It don't matter. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, he played the minimum. He deserved it. Matter of fact, Luka, go average 45 so we forget Michael Jordan ever played this game. I'm sick of y'all, bro. I'm sick of this. It's only reason you guys are trying to diminish it is because Michael Jordan has that record. If any other player in the league had that record, everyone would be saying, oh, yeah, look, Luka's on that level. Look how nice Luka is. But y'all don't want to respect Luka. I don't want to respect him because
no. I wouldn't say that. If the sample size is too,
I'm not done yet. Apparently, the sample size is enough for them to actually say it. So the sample size is enough. That's one. Two. Again, Luka's not selling. You're acting like Luka's James Harden, and when the pressure's there, all of a sudden he can't hoop, and all of a sudden he's nervous, and he's giving you 16 points on 13 shots. Like, no, get out of here with that foolishness, man. My guy gave you 45 on 30 shots. If that's not efficient, I don't know what is, bro. My guy shot at a 50% clip. What are we talking about here? He was efficient from the three-point line, efficient from the free throw line, and we're gonna penalize him because he ain't played more games than Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Like I said, man, there's a minimum. Once he reaches that minimum, he deserves to be in the conversation. And I will say this to my dying breath. If anybody else had that record, everybody will be like, oh, man, bro, Luka's it. But because you guys are scared to give somebody credit, because you understand it will be at the expense of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you guys get sensitive. You guys get scared. And I'm going to say this to my dying breath, bro. In 3 years, we're going to forget MJ even played the game. Why? Because Luka is coming for his records. Braun is coming for his. We don't listen, bro. Jason Tatum, I'm about to hit him up. I'm gonna hit him and Jalen Brown.
Hey, Tatum got a long way to go to get there, but yeah,
bro. I'm telling you right now, bro. We wiping MJ from history, bro. I don't care what nobody say, bro. At your boy.
Gonzo, you back with us? Gonzo said, "Hell no, he must be on the toilet." All right, we'll move on.
Gonzo's at his convenience store picking up our unofficial sponsor, soft drink.
Oh, is that what it was?
I do hear something checking out in the background, so potentially.
Here it is, folks. Here it is. Embiid could be back game 3 or 4. And obviously it's going to be once he clears that concussion protocol, which, with the mild concussion, I can see him clearing it and getting back into 3 and 4. I know. What does the NFL do for concussions? Once you get a concussion, is it 2 weeks you have to be out, or there's a certain length of time, isn't it?
Not 2 weeks. I think it's like the rest of the game.
Is it? Well, okay. So it's just the concussion protocol. They don't have to stay out one game or whatever, and they come back, right?
I think it depends on when the concussion came. It depends that and the severity of it. Like if you get a mild concussion during and they rule you out. Oh, by the way, Chris is back. But if they rule you out, you can play the next week if you pass the concussion protocol.
There's like a base test they got to pass to be able to play.
Right.
Okay.
By a doctor not affiliated with the team, supposedly.
Right. Yeah. So
that way you get the unbiased viewpoint, if there is one.
Yeah. Like I said, Embiid's coming back. Hopefully, game 3 or 4, the Sixers gonna need it. Like I said, he's their MVP candidate, so obviously he's gonna help to have him back on the court just with his offensive presence. Like I said, they need him to win this series because Harden I don't think he's got enough in the tank to pull it out for the Sixers.
Right.
Like they better hope they win game 2, or else it's going to be even tougher.
Yeah, because the Sixers used a combination of Reed and DeAndre Jordan to fill in for him. But as you can see, if you go look at that box score, if you watch the game, they didn't do a good job filling in for him. So they're definitely going to need to have him back in game 3 if they're going to have a shot at this. No doubt about it. So again, hopefully, Gonzo, what do you think about Embiid, man, coming back?
He better come back game 3 if the Sixers going to win this series. I think if he's out till game 4 or after, the Sixers are in big trouble. They get Embiid back, though. I think could be right back into the series because he's going to put that team on his back like he has all season. But without Embiid, they're in trouble. And if they don't have him back for at least game 3, I think the series is over.
Yeah, I feel like that as well. I feel like without a good Embiid, it's going to be very difficult for these Sixers. Pride, how do you feel about it? You feel the same way, or you still feel like the Sixers can win without Embiid?
Well, it depends, right? Because like I said, if Embiid, I don't mind Embiid coming back game 4 as long as as the Sixers take a game. If you got Embiid coming in 2-1, it's a wrap. Philly's winning. It's a wrap, right? The only way the Miami have any semblance, any chance, any hope to win the series, they need to hope that Joel Embiid not only misses Game 3, but they need to win 2 and 3, so that way they put them in a 3-0 hole. Because then when you do that, now the Sixers have to play 4 perfect games of basketball. You have to play 4, and it's so rare to do that. It's so rare to play 4 perfect games back to back against what you guys want to call a quality team, right? So again, your best player is out. Like I said, man, look, if they split the series, Joel Embiid's probably coming back Game 3. Jay, I said this before. I said, look, bro, I still have Philly, and everyone looked at me funny. I said, y'all really think Joel Embiid's gonna miss his entire series?
Right.
Like, let's think about it. Like, I've been saying this, bro, and everyone looked at me crazy. I was like, look, man, game 3 or 4, Embiid is gonna come back. He's waiting for the concussion to clear, and once he gets cleared from that concussion, he's gonna put a mask on. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna hoop. So, again, 2-0. Philly should still be chilling. They should be vibing because Joel Embiid. Listen, Bam Adebayo cannot stop Joel Embiid.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So you know what I mean? Like Joel Embiid's probably going to average 35 on this team. So you know what I mean? So Joel Embiid.
It'll be interesting, and I do think he comes back Game 3. I can't imagine that concussion keeping him out any longer than that. So yeah, and they're going to need it to really amp up this series again. So we shall see, folks. Next one up is the Reds. Gonzo, this is probably going to hurt a little bit. Reds completed one of the worst Aprils in Major League Baseball history. I think the only one worse than them was the Orioles back in '88 when they went 1-21 to have the worst start. But yeah, man, I think it's a lot has to do with, like we were talking about earlier. They're only batting .201. They got 195 strikeouts. Their ERA is pretty high at 6.15. Your starting ERA is at 6.45, 6.00, 7.41, and 13.78 and 5.52. Your 5 starters respectively. So, when you're running pretty high ERAs at your starting pitching, and then you're giving anemic batting, I mean, the result is going to be 3-21 or 3-19, whatever they got. So. It's pretty rough out there. Gonzo, this is your team, man. What do we make of these Reds going forward?
They're the worst team in baseball. Man, it's hard to watch too because we had a decent team last year, barely missed the playoffs, and then they just get rid of everybody. Get rid of Suarez, get rid of Winker, Castellanos, who was right there at the playing at the MVP level last season, and then you get rid of most of your pitching. And then So I didn't have high hopes coming into the season. Then in spring training, they were hitting the ball well. So I said, okay, as long as we can hit the ball well, we'll have a chance.
Right.
Regular season started. They can't hit the ball. They can't field the ball. They can't pitch. I think they need a new manager. I didn't like the David Bell hire back when they hired him to begin with.
Right.
But something's got to give. I mean, injuries have hurt him as well. But I tried to watch him play the other night, and this batter hits a foul ball, the catcher misses it, pins it against the net. So it's another foul ball. We don't catch it. Guy was trying to catch it over the rail going into the dugout. Wasn't able to catch it. Next pitch, he hits straight up in the air. Don't even make it to the pitcher mound. And our pitcher, first baseman, and third baseman all get in a circle and stand there and watch the ball land right in between them. Something like
that's gotta be the worst thing ever.
Little league baseball game. I got mad and turned it. That's the first game this season I haven't watched the whole game. At least had the game on the whole time. They were down 9-0 after 2 innings, and I saw that. I was like, nope, I can't watch this.
No.
But yeah, they have a lot.
It's very difficult when you're looking at your team playing like that. It's difficult to watch.
Fans, and now you have the fans boycotting on them. The fans are calling for the owner to sell the team because he won't spend no money to make the team better. They're wanting him to sell.
Hey, sometimes you got to sell if you want a team to get better and get new management in there, new ownership. Rayleigh, Pride. What do we think about this Reds team, man? We were talking about earlier on your show some teams that were in panic mode. Clearly, this is beyond panic mode. This is almost take it behind the barn and shoot it mode. What do you think?
Yeah. Look, bro, your most prolific bat right now is an old Joey Votto. The best person in your lineup is batting what I think it was like 240 last time I checked a couple days ago. That's the best bat you have. Offensively, you guys are horrible. Defensively, you're not any better. Pitching is a joke. Communication is absurd. You know what I mean? Like you said, and I was gonna bring that up, Chris. And there's been multiple games where a pop-up fly ball, no one calls it, and you got 2 or 3 guys huddling around the spot where the ball lands like they're at a campfire. They're like kids going out into the wilderness to earn a Boy Scout badge, and then all of a sudden they let it fall, and then they look at each other like, "Oh wait, what happened? Oh, isn't it you? Or wasn't it you?" Complete discombobulation. Every single game I've seen of theirs, and I've seen a few, every single time, it looks like they don't even want to be there.
No.
They look like they look like how the Baltimore Orioles looked a few years back when they had Chris Davis and he was going over 3,971. They look like the Texas Rangers back in the day when they got A-Rod after he left Seattle and there was a whole bidding war and they were paying him a zillion dollars to still suck. They look horrible. They look like the Tampa Bay Rays before they went and started getting their pitching. Like it looks like everyone there is miserable and doesn't want to be there. And
Their spirit's been broke.
What happened, Chris?
I said their spirit's been broken. You're not even a month into the season.
Right. So God bless them. Good night and good luck, bro. Because at this point, man, honestly, you ready to hear the funny part? I think you guys should rebuild. And do you want to know why I think you guys should rebuild? Because I think if you rebuild and you actually try something, you might stumble your way into a few more wins. Like,
yeah.
Like
we have some good minor
bad.
league players. We have some good minor league players. Might as well see what we have. Bring them up.
Exactly. And I was looking at the forms. Like, you guys have a couple pitchers that are dominating a couple. So it's like bring them up, give them some experience, call this season a wash, give them some experience and show something. You know what I mean? Give your youth a chance because at some point, man, at some point you're gonna have to make a decision. Like, and the same thing. And again, you gotta make a decision with Joey Votto. You're gonna have to sit that man down. You're gonna have to bench him because Jesus Christ, bro. I've never seen the guy looks worse than Albert Pujols last year. I mean,
I'm a big Joey Votto fan, but he hasn't been the same the last 2 seasons.
He's getting older for sure, and that plays a part of it. I mean, it just does. I mean, you decline after a while. That's just part of life. All right, folks, we got 2 last topics to get through. Obviously, or maybe no, he didn't put it in. We'll talk about it real quick. Hopkins, Cardinals, 6 games suspended for performance-enhancing drugs. Lost Kirk to Jacksonville. Obviously looking smart as all hell. Go for Hollywood Brown from the Ravens. You know, and I know we talked about this earlier. I think it was on Pride Morning Show and a couple other places where how's it going to affect the Cardinals with this? And obviously, like we said, I think while he's suspended, I think it keeps him status quo. And I think once Hopkins comes back, I think this team will start to accelerate. Pride, how you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Like at the time, like I understood they lost Christian Kirk, but when they went and traded for Marquez, as you refer to him,
I know, right? That's why I said Hollywood.
Right, like when they did that, I was confused. I was like, look, I understand you lost Christian Kirk. Don't get it twisted. I understand, but to get Hollywood, like, don't you think you're kind of panicking a little bit? And then after that, like we then found out, like there were inklings of like, hold on, there's something's wrong with D-Hop, whatever. So when I heard that, I initially thought he had gotten hurt. But again, at the time, you really don't know because even though I thought he got hurt, we didn't really know. So then all of a sudden, it turns out that homeboy ended up getting suspended. So it ended up working out well for them because at the end of the day, guess what? They still ended up getting a solid number 1 to basically be their number 2. That's what they got. So
right.
Hats off to them. They ended up doing it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do after that. But as of now, bro, they're going to be good for those 6 games.
Gonzo, what'd you think about the Cardinals' move for Hollywood Brown or Marquise Brown?
I agree. It was confusing at first, and then you find out the information about Hopkins, and you realize why they went and after Brown. But I think they're going to struggle without Hopkins. I mean, if you look last season when he missed 8 games, they were like 2-6 as a team.
Right.
All Murray's numbers went down. I know they didn't have Brown on the team last year. Hopefully Brown can step in. I think he was a great pickup, especially when you get Hopkins back. Hopefully Brown can step up and help carry the load with Hopkins out those 6 games. I know my son's a big Cardinals fan, and He was happy when they got Brown, but when he found out about Hopkins, then he was mad again. So it's going to be a fun season to watch.
Hey, my question for you guys is, okay, so to start the season, Brown is on fire. He's just catching everything under the sun, doing great. They get this great chemistry between him and Murray. Everything's going beautiful. Hopkins comes back. What happens? Do they say, Brown, you're going to now be the number 2 guy? Hopkins, you're back to number 1. How do you think that's going to filter out? And can they coexist? Can Hopkins coexist if they want to keep Brown as the number 1? I don't think they will. But how do you think that plays out if they develop that good chemistry early on?
Well, I mean, we have seen games where DeAndre Hopkins was ignored. Like we've seen them do that, where there's a couple games that, you know what I mean, because he kind of found a hot streak with somebody else. So I don't think it'll be too crazy. I mean, clearly, let's be honest, he's the number 1, right? And I don't think Hollywood is going to have any objections to that. I think he understands he'll be the number 1, but I think it'll be a good situation. So now you got to figure out how we're going to play him, because now if you double D-Hop, now you got Hollywood, right? And then if you try to double Hollywood, because Hollywood's a vert guy, if you try to double him over the top, guess what? Now you got D-Hop on one-on-one coverage. So
right.
I think it'll just be a situation where we'll kind of just switch it up, But I don't think D-Hop coming back is gonna throw it off for a loop. I don't think it'll ruin anything, to be honest.
I don't either. I think actually it's going to help. It'll help Hollywood Brown even more when Hopkins comes back, because, like you said, they go to double team Hopkins. That's going to free Brown up even more. So if anything, I could see Brown's numbers even going up a little bit more when Hopkins does come back. True.
Very true. Good point. All right, y'all. We're going to go to the last topic of the night. Did y'all catch – hey, Pride, did you catch Raw?
I was in and out of it.
Gonzo, did you catch Raw?
Nope, I'm actually going to watch it this evening.
All right, I'm gonna skip Raw for tonight, man, because if you ever watch it, I'm not gonna be the one that spoils it for you. I will say this. I'm just gonna say this about Raw. I'm just gonna give my interpretation of the overall grade. I'm just gonna give the grade for Raw, and the grade I gave for Raw was, I give it maybe a C plus. I give it maybe a C plus, just because I felt like I wanted to see something different, and it just seems. I'm not trying to spoil too much for you, Gonzo, but a lot of the storylines are just kind of staying stagnant and not really progressing. Rayleigh, what do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot more of the storylines will progress. They'll probably progress after next weekend's pay-per-view. Then I think you'll see some of the storylines start to reset and progress. Right now, they're just building up for.
Because to me, they're building for backlash, no doubt about it. What's that, Pride?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, right now it's going to be kind of a little because of WrestleMania Backlash. The pay-per-view is almost there, so now they're just kind of trying to tie everything up and then go from there. So, I mean, it's I don't know, man. It's just I get why they're trying to do WrestleMania Backlash. They're trying to make it seem like it's a big deal, but
right.
I don't know. I feel like at this point they're just kind of reaching at this point, but.
Yeah, that's just the way I kind of felt when I was watching. I felt they were kind of reaching on some areas. I just felt like, okay, we've been down this road, man. Can we get a little further down the road? But
yeah. I mean, and that's how Raw's kind of been feeling lately. I think last week it was solid, but outside of that, it's been rough. It's been rough.
Yeah, it has been. It has been.
It's been rough. Like there have been too many thinkers. Like if I have to think about what I just saw to understand it, you're doing too much. It's simple. This guy has something I want. I fight this guy to get what I want. The heel wins. That way you can go it over. Then the good guy wins. Then you have the rubber match. That's 3 pay-per-views. So I don't understand what's so difficult about it. To each their own, though. To each their own. Kids don't do drugs.
Tell you what, Cameron Grimes and Hayes and Solo Sequoia are putting on a hell of a triple threat match right now on NXT.
Bro, I hope Solo wins.
I hope he does too.
I feel like that's messed up because Grimes just won it, but still, man.
Yeah, they're putting on a heck of a match. I just turned it over here a few minutes ago to see what was going on it because I forgot they're doing that spring breaking thing on NXT tonight.
Oh, snap. All right, folks. Hey, with that being said, we're going to move right into final thoughts so we can get out here and go watch some wrestling. Final thoughts, Pride. What are your final thoughts on the sports world as a – oh, by the way, man, you guys were leading by over 20 at the half. So I guess I know where your final thoughts is on the Celtics-Bucks game.
So that's why I've been telling people, relax. Jay, as soon as we lost, when you started saying in the group chat, what did I say? What did I say?
Yeah, you were like, I'm not worried. It's only game one. You know, they'll settle in because they were taking a lackadaisical approach to game one. That's why they lost. So I get what you're saying. I do.
Yeah, listen, don't get it twisted. We sold game one. And I'm not like us playing lackadaisical. I don't want to try to make it seem like I'm trying to take anything away from the Bucks, right? Yeah. But at the same time, we played horrible.
How often have you seen that happen? You know what I mean? That happens a lot after a team wins a big series or a big game.
Thank you. And that's why I'm chilling. I'm vibing. Look, man, see, Marcus Smart, he's hurt right now. So I hit him up. I was like, yo, MS, bro. What's cracking, bro? I went up to him, bro. I flew up to Boston. We was chilling. We was smoking that Nets pad to relax and him out. And I looked at Jason Tatum. I said, Jason Tatum, bro, you a stud. Relax. I said, Jaylen Brown, you got to show up, bro. Come on. Do better, bro. Game 2 is fun. I said, yo, Marcus Smart, you not playing. Ime, sit him down. And Ime sat him down in front of me. All right, I had a conversation with these fellas. We righted the ship, bro. I'm chilling. So, but we already know about the Boston Celtics. Listen, let me just say this real quick. Don't be a moron, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Don't be stupid. And remember, just if you disagree with me, remember, that just means you're wrong. Chris, what do you got to say?
So after this game, by the way, they're up 25 points with 11:37 in the third. So yeah, Boston is definitely in firm control. So when we go back to Milwaukee, we got 3 games in Milwaukee. How do you see the Celtics playing in Milwaukee? Are they gonna win all 3? Win 2? How do you predict them going through Milwaukee?
Milwaukee has to win one because I said Boston is 6. So Milwaukee has to win one.
Right.
So I'll give one to Milwaukee. Look, Milwaukee's a solid team, and I've been saying this from the beginning. Look, at this point, I am not going to sit here and say that that the Boston Celtics are legit until I see them go through both Brooklyn and Milwaukee. Went to Brooklyn. Let's see what's cracking with Milwaukee. I'm good. We also got to remember, bro, at home, Milwaukee ain't a solid team.
Yeah.
You got to remember, they look more comfortable on the road. So at home, shoot, we might have the advantage. Listen,
and I do think, to your point, Pride, because they didn't take, I guess because the Celtics didn't take one game seriously, and they took game 2 seriously, now we're seeing the real Celtics, I guess, out there. And you know, it's going to be interesting to see, you know, what kind of adjustments the Bucks make to this Celtics team now that they're playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why that's why I was saying, look, game 1. That's why I wasn't worried about game 1 because I wanted to see game 2. What adjustments was not only Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown going to make, but also Daniel Tice. I'm also looking at Al Horford, and most importantly, Ime Udoka. Like right. I was in my mind, I was like, look, to sit down and pretend that the Celtics are going to be held to 33% is absurd because then you tell me that this team isn't going to make adjustments. But that doesn't make no sense because this team made the biggest adjustments possible when we went from an under 500 team to the number 2 seed in the East. So it's like, you can't sell me that this team can't adjust. You can't sell me that. You know what I mean? So that's it, bro. I'm cooling. I'm vibing. And when we win game 2, because Jay, didn't I say from the jump we win in game 2, it don't matter?
That's true. You know, and what's interesting to me, you know what's interesting to me, Pride, though, is that Giannis has only gone 2 for 12 in this game up to this point.
Listen,
well, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Like, what the hell?
Can I ask you guys a question?
They've done a great job not letting them drive to the goal or making them shoot jump shots.
But can I ask you guys a question, though? Can I ask you guys a question? Why is that surprising? We did the same thing to him game 1. He shot 9 for 26 game 1.
That's true. That's true. He did. He did.
I don't understand. Like, people are saying, "Oh yeah, you can't stop Giannis." Bro, we did it game one. The difference was we couldn't listen. Right here, right now, we can go give Jason Tatum a supermax. Homeboy still couldn't have bought a bucket last night.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all it was. We were horrible. We were.
Yeah, because right now you guys are shooting 54%, and Milwaukee's only shooting 43%. And like you said, to what Gonzo was saying, it's because of the long ball that's really hurting them. So it's almost kind of like these damn teams had reversal.
Bro, listen. I believe the Celtics are a better team than the Milwaukee Bucks. I really do. I believe. Sure, I understand. If you listen, I think Jason Tatum is better than Giannis. That's just me, right? If you want to say Giannis is better than Jason Tatum, I'm good. No matter what way you look at it, two of the top three best players on the court, two of those three are on the Boston Celtics. And then number four.
You're right. Hey, you're right. You're right.
And then no matter who it is, I don't care if it's Chris Middleton, I don't care if it's Drew Holiday, whoever's at number four, there's a big gap. There's a big gap. So I don't care what no one says, bro. I done told y'all, nobody wanted to listen to me. Everyone said I was doing the thing. Everybody said I was marking out. And I told everybody, look, bro, game one sucked, bro. I had people, look, bro, I'm being immature on Facebook today. I'm being immature. Last time I couldn't be immature because we lost. We lost, right? So I couldn't be immature. I was like, But today, Jay McLovin, I'm being mad immature.
Gonzo, final thoughts, brother, on this, or anything really.
I was just ready to watch another good game between the Warriors and the Grizzlies tonight. I think that's going to be another battle. So, like I said, Celtics are doing what I thought they would do tonight. I thought this would be a lot different game than it was game one. I didn't think they were going to be blowing them out like they are, but I knew it wasn't going. Knew it wasn't going to be a same thing that happened game one with the Bucks rolling like that. Just like I said, you see it happen too many times that after a big series, that game one, the team don't show up. Get beat, then you wake back up and you start playing up to your ability, and we're seeing that tonight so far with the Celtics.
I just want to apologize, Jay McLovin. I just want to apologize. I want to apologize on behalf of the Boston Celtics, real quick.
Hey, listen, if y'all win the whole series, I'll give it. I'm not ready to give it to you just yet, man.
No, but you was talking so much garbage, bro. You was talking so much garbage.
Hey, all right, I'll tell you what. This is what I'll do. I'll do this. I will acknowledge that Boston has resurrected itself like Jesus on the third day and has risen again. So I apologize for saying that you were completely dead.
Okay, thank you. That's all I want. That's it. I didn't want you to apologize. I just want you to apologize for assuming we was dead. That's it.
Yes, I will give you that apology because it's true, and I can admit when I'm wrong. So you guys are not dead. So you guys are doing well.
And we wasn't dead, man. Look, Chris, let me ask you something, Chris. You got that beard. You from Duck Dynasty, bro. You fish, right? You definitely fish, right? You fish, right? Come on, you can't fool me with that beard. Come on, man. You ain't got that. You're not telling me you have that type of beard and don't fish. Nope, that's ridiculous. So you fish, right? Can I ask you a question, brother? Have you ever went ice fishing?
Nope.
Okay, so when you ice fish, right, the fish, right, they in a hibernation state, right? Right, they're in a hibernation state, but they're not dead, right? They're not dead. Okay. As soon as somebody's near them, whoop, they wake up, boom, start slapping people with their tail, eating, boom, they chilling. That was a Boston Celtics, bro. We was hibernating, bro. We was hibernating, bro. And guess what happened? Somebody poked us. All of a sudden, bro. Like this is Pokemon, bro. We evolved, homie. We went from a fish to a whale. Let's get it, bro. Why don't we out here slapping everybody, bro? I don't care. Listen, I don't care what type of animal you got, bro. Whether it's a buck. Listen, look, I'm gonna put it to you this way, bro. These bucks finna get buckshot, bro. Let's get that. All right.
Hey, listen. Can I get a raise of the hands of the many people out there that think that Pride has gone icing or find it weird to see Pride ice fishing? I find that obviously very awkward.
But that's the thing, man. See. Thing is, it don't matter if I'm fishing, ice fishing. It don't matter. You know what I'm gonna reel in? Dubs. Celtics at 5. Let's get it, boy. Celtics at 5. Let's get it, boy.
All right, there, folks. Hey, final update of the score before we get out of here. It is now Boston 71, Milwaukee 46. Damn near almost 30-point lead. It's at some point I'm about to throw in the white flag for the Bucks and call mercy on this one. I hate to say it. I hate to put it like that.
No, but if I'm the Bucks, I say whatever. I shrug my shoulders. I throw in the top. Because listen, it's 1-1.
Oh, they'll be back in Milwaukee. This game is going to get them. They'll be back in Milwaukee.
If I'm Milwaukee, yes, it's embarrassing that I lost like that. Yes, it's embarrassing. But like I said, it only being 1-1, you're not going back to Milwaukee where you feel like you regardless of what the record is, no matter what, the fans, like the players always want to be at home, regardless. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. No, I definitely understand that.
Right, and the thing is, yeah, it's embarrassing, but you could lose by 100. Guess what? It's still only 1-1, right? Yeah, but if you like, you're not gonna have an extra L on your record, So
yeah, both teams are going to be if Celtics win tonight, both teams are going to be going into Game 3 feeling good about themselves.
I was about to say, like Game 3. Game 3 is going to be a problem because it's going to be the Celtics wanting to go out to prove that Game 1 was an anomaly, and the Bucks are going to want to prove that Game 2 was an anomaly. So Game 3 is going to be popping. I'm telling you that right now. By the way, Celtics are 5.
All right, folks. It has been Unscripted. We've had our awesome dude, boy Pride, give you the smoke all day long on here with us talking sports. Gonzo giving his awesome advice. And then we had Logan Landers on here earlier, the always trusted cohort of mine. And, hey, man, don't forget, catch ASAP in the morning with Pride hosting. And then catch ASAP in the afternoon with Chris hosting. Chris, you host the afternoon show, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, I figured that, but I just want to make sure. So you catch both these guys, Pride in the morning, Gonzo in the afternoon. I'll be on the morning show as well. And until next time, folks, it has been awesome. And we'll catch you Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next time, y'all take care.
Sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information, hitting the airways, taking the nation. Sport all plays, like working your faces.